guys. I thought it would be fun to come at you with a quick little tip video. It is still Sunday, but you'll be seeing this later on because this card is actually part of a hop, so you may have seen it already. You might have watched a video on it, and if you did, thank you very much. I always appreciate the views and the likes and the comments and all the YouTubey things. But you might have noticed I didn't actually finish decorating it, and you might say, "Gee, why didn't you do that? You've been decorating all your cards lately, and you had that really cute gold ephemera." And I do. And we have some leftover pattern paper that would look really cool, I think. You can find a little strip to do a little side banner. I mean, how cute would that look? The answer is very. Anyway, but if you were astute, you probably noticed I glued my card together or assembled the card with the card base in the wrong orientation. So when I was a beginner crafter, I would have just thrown this out, but I want to show you how you can actually fix this. So all we need to do is, and there's actually, because there's a little divity thing or a little oops on the corner here anyway, get it? This is actually not really a bad thing. But what we want to do is basically slice off, just gonna eyeball. I want to slice off the divot mark and basically the fold so that I have the back separated. So I'll just do that. When you are cutting multiple layers on this kind of a trimmer, make sure you push down on the sidebar. And then we have our card base free. This actually evens up the space here. And there are a couple different things you could do now. The most common is that you would just take some other card base. Let's grab one now. Like say we just took a purple card base. What you could do is just glue this on, right? We could just adhere this. We might In this case, we might trim more of the pink away so that you actually got the pink and the purple, and that would look really cute. But if you don't want to waste extra paper, I'll show you a quick other thing I like. Now, as you notice, that card didn't really stand up on its own. So I'm just going to grab the piece we cut off, and I'm going to score it. And you can score it anywhere from a half to an inch. It really depends on what you like. But we're basically going to turn this into a little book fold. So I think I'll go for half an inch here. And I'm just going to do that on my score pal. That just basically gives us a glue tab. I'm going to bend that back. And we have that. And I'm going to keep the score pal out because this is a tip I always find useful. Let me just ungunk my glue quickly. Or maybe not. This glue has been kind of difficult lately. Anyway, so I'm just going to put a line of glue down the middle like that. And this is just using some Line Co, which is my all-time favorite wet glue, as you probably know if you've watched the channel before. But basically, I'm just going to push this into the corner of the score pal to get this lined up. And then what we can do is do the same thing with our front. And then we will just puts that down, and you see we get a very clean line here, except I didn't let this dry long enough, but we will reorient. But it's a really nice trick where you can basically always get your front and back panel on. So now that we have our card back together, what we can do is just gonna fold this down. I'm brush burnishing this a little bit with my hands, but you can do whatever you prefer. And then I'm going to cut this at about let me do 5.5. This probably 5.25 is the right measurement here because we did effectively shorten this. There we go. Thing about this paper is sometimes I don't notice when it cuts because it is very smooth. I want to cut another 1/4 inch off of this, I think. So let's cut this to 5. There we go. Sometimes with these book folds, it can be a little, oh, that's perfect. Be a little tricky to know exactly what your measurements are because you lose, obviously, your score line. So let's just grab ourselves some adhesive tape and we can put this piece on. I just put a line down the middle. You don't really, since we're going to glue stuff on top of it, you don't need it to be like super crazy. I'm just going to leave about a 1/4 inch on the side. I'm going to just push that down. The tape adheres instantly, which is why tape is fantastic. I'm going to, I kind of like this, I think. That'll give you the most amount to write on. Just going to use glue. I like glue for ephemera particularly just because it gives you a little more time to play with. And be mindful your score line is a little, your card base is a little shorter than it was before. But really, that's all you need. And if you wanted to do extra here, you could certainly do that. So there we go. Got some really nice gold foil going on. And the cool thing about this is, unlike the first card, this one will basically stand up on its own. So it is ready for any mantle. So it looks like a fancier card than we started with. So we actually made the most of our little oopsie. Anyway, talk to you later. Bye bye.